the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studios. This is the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, September 15th. Show number 248. There's
hello.
There's Ron over there.
Yeah.
Best of Toledo.
Yeah.
Do we want to promote that at all anymore?
Well, sure.
The Toledo City Paper Best of Toledo nomination is still going on. And
nominations, not voting.
Yeah, voting.
You can only vote once.
I read this
nominate.
on their thing that said you can nominate once a day.
Really?
I don't understand how that works, but
I didn't either. I thought it was.
I thought it was just the voting,
just based on your computer's information.
Email address.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. Anyways, that ends tomorrow. So if you haven't nominated us again, we've
nominate us.
3 of the last 4 years we've made it on the ballot. So
yeah,
get us on the ballot. Where'd Rusty go? Rusty and Carter were right there. Anyways, coming up tonight on the show, we'll be speaking to Rusty and Carter Schlenk, and a little bit later on, Race Metapedigan will be joining us. He's dabbling in the dirt, so to speak.
He's among the pavement racers that are really enjoying themselves trying something different.
So he could be a defector.
Could be.
So we'll talk to him. He's had good success the past couple of weeks. He's been running the dirt. So
yeah. I guess he ran really well. No, I was at my grandson Kyle's
right. You missed
wedding,
it this weekend. Yeah,
so I missed it.
He started third in the A and finished, he finished last and finished third.
Yeah, started for last.
Yeah. And then the week before, he was, I don't remember if he started at the back, but won in his very first dirt race.
Yeah, but that was up at
Silver
Bullet.
Silver Bullet, yeah.
Yep.
That's what it was. But we'll talk to him a little bit later. Rusty and Carter will be joining us here in just a second. Show number 248, we're 2 shows away. Actually, this one and one more before we get to
we're short
250.
Short of 250.
And I was talking to Dean Henry about doing a live show at Big D's the weekend after next. That'd be the last weekend in September.
Okay.
October 1st, maybe. I don't know, but I guess
as long as
I don't think that's going to work out. Though he said he was busy, so I don't know that we're going to make that happen. So come up with an alternative idea.
Well, and we can't do October 8th because that's the Whiteford Fall Festival, and
then that also would be show number 251.
Many of us are going to be occupied that day. I'm going to be begging people because we need volunteers.
What do you need?
You'll see it on my Facebook. We just need bodies.
Oh. The bodies at the floor.
Help with the car show, help with parking, a lot of stuff.
Okay. We can talk later.
All right. We can talk to everybody.
Maybe I can work off some of my debt to you for that.
Yeah, whatever.
Contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. Now is the time to start working on those custom 2023 calendars, race calendars for fans and crew members. They put them together. You can choose whatever shots you want in them. And it only takes a few days, so quick turnaround. At least last year, I did.
Right.
Hopefully
right.
this year.
Maybe he's overloaded doing a lot of them now because he's been advertising, like a lot of people should, on Hammer Down Racing Report.
There you go. They also do special photo shoots by appointment. Call Charlie, 419-476-9978. Freeze frame photos, special moments, frozen in time. And, of course, Big D's Pizza. Got to thank them. Big D's Pizza, subs, ribs, chicken, and more in Clyde. 419-547-1444. Call them right now. Order your pizza. You'll have it by the end of the show. Or you can order online at orderbigdspizza.com. Follow Big D's on Facebook for special. He posts all kinds of special offers on there and new menu items. So and that's how I keep up to date.
Seems like every week they've got a new menu item.
Weekends they've been doing the barbecues, so he'll post if they have that coming up as well. Big D's in Clyde, they're big on taste, not on price. And we'll be giving away some Big D's Pizza. And our tricycle hot dog race winner, Bubba Kundick.
Right.
Dean Henry threw in a Big D's Pizza for
that.
And a jumbo pizza and a 2-liter.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
But Bubba's been losing
in addition to the $100 he got from Nick Lloyd's Fix and Fab.
Bubba's been losing some weight.
Yeah, I don't know. We're fattening him up with hot dogs and pizza. Dominator Race Products have a fresh stock of Camaro late model bumpers now in stock. They also specialize in body components for late models, modified, sprint cars, street stocks, and much more. Check them out at DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. Also available at reputable dealers across the USA and Ron Miller Race Cars, who is also a reputable dealer.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Also, thanks to Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Headhunters, Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. Let's bring up our first guest here. It looks like they're waiting patiently there. Mr. Schleichs. Both Schlenks. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful.
How was football practice, Carter?
Good. I still have my pants and my shoes on right now.
Well, that's good. I wouldn't want you to do an interview without your pants on, especially with the camera there. Didn't I hear you scored like 2 touchdowns or something in your last game?
Yeah.
So you're good at football and racing. What sport aren't you good at?
I don't know.
How about baseball?
I'm all right at baseball. I'm really good at pitching.
How about hockey? Have you played hockey?
No, I've never played hockey.
See, Steve Kester's kids, he plays hockey, so they got an up on you there.
What position do you play in football?
I play a linebacker and a running back.
Both sides of the ball?
Yeah.
Offense and defense.
Yeah, offense and defense, yeah.
Very good.
Nice. Offense and defense in the car as well. Both the 91s, Rusty and Carter, you both led flag to flag Saturday at Oakshade. Rusty, you got the win also Friday night at Attica and the week before at Oakshade. What do you attribute the recent success to?
Just a lot of hard work in the shop. We've been, we struggled. I don't want to say struggled. We've had good speed all year, but we just had some bad luck and haven't been quite as good as I've wanted. So we went to work and did our homework and busted our butts the last month or so, and finally put everything together. So we learned a lot on these race cars. Obviously, it's my job to try to make sure that all my customers are going fast as well as myself and my kids. So when I hit on some stuff like this and find some good speed, it's good for the whole team.
So does what you learn on your car, can you translate that onto Carter's Sportsman?
Yep, same exact race car.
What's this I hear about a KISS car?
Yeah.
Wait. Kiss like the band?
KISS, Scott.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh, okay. I'm
There
thinking.
you go.
I thought we were gonna do never mind. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
It's something we've been
Rusty's
wanting to do for a
explain.
while. But Freddie Carpenter, I don't know if you've seen the Kryptonite posts. Everybody's probably seen that stuff lately. Freddie came out with a car kind of similar to what we're doing. He kind of beat me to the punch. He pretty much built a car that doesn't have a lot of adjustment. Kind of made for the weekend warrior, the guy that only races a few times a year, maybe Saturday nights, 15, 20 times a year. Doesn't have a lot of adjustment, so you can't screw things up. Just kind of a standard.
Wasn't that CJ's theory all along?
It was for sure. That's kind of how CJ spent his whole career was trying to keep it as simple as possible. What he would always tell me, race cars are simple, race car drivers are complicated. So he wasn't wrong by any means. We're still gonna do both types of race cars, so we can cater to. Obviously some people want a top-notch race car with all the best parts and a bunch of adjustability if they know what they're doing, and I want to kind of do the same thing that Freddie's doing at Kryptonite there and try to cater to the weekend warrior that doesn't necessarily know what adjustments to make and when. It doesn't have the money to spend a crap load of money on a race car for a $40,000 roller like some of these guys are nowadays. So
I understand that it'll have basic shock absorbers that aren't adjustable and.
Yep. It'll be all steel body Bilstein shocks, non-adjustable stuff. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm working with Bilstein right now as to whether I'm going to do a Schrader valve adjustable, like a gas pressure adjustable shock, or just a sealed gas shock. I like the sealed gas shock idea the best, but maintenance wise, it's a little easier to rebuild the other stuff. So a little bit more money, but it might be a little bit better product if somebody breaks a shock, something I can fix here in house and not have to send back in. So still working out the details on that. But yeah, it won't be adjustable at all.
When do you expect that you'll have your first KISS car?
The chassis is 3/4 of the way done. Actually, Cassidy's out. My welder's out there finishing up the rear clip right now. So, I hope to have it out and ready to go here in a couple weeks.
Now, I assume that you'll be selling this only as a roller, so people can't screw up too badly.
We've kicked that around a little. I'm not 100% sure yet. I would like to, in a perfect world, yes, I'd like to sell them just as rollers, but I think we'll have to try to cater. I've had a lot of calls on it already from people that like have older Rayburns and stuff like that where they can swap a lot of the parts over. So I may have to make it where we can sell it just kind of like a baseline kit with cockpit decking, maybe the body and some of the domination specific parts, and where they can come in and bring the rest of the parts, and we can assemble it and make sure it's done right before we get it out the door.
Now, will you be racing one of these KISS cars?
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't sell anything unless I prove it first. So
okay.
I've never sold a race car that I didn't drive first. So yeah, we'll shake it down here in a few weeks, hopefully here towards the end of the season, and we're running out of races, but I'm sure we'll find something to get it shook down so we can start building them this winter.
Speaking of racing, how would you say that your season has gone? Has it gone as expected?
This is the worst year I've had since 2007.
Wow. So
yep.
No.
No, it has not gone the way we planned. I mean, we've been fast. We've been leading a lot of big races and had things break, and just when I say we've had a bad year, not that we've been slow by any means. We just have had crappy luck, man. Every time we turn around, something's breaking on the car, or the hauler, the trailers, whatever it may be, man. We just there's been a lot of stuff taken out of races this year.
Carter, how about you? How's your season?
I think my season's been going all right.
How does it compare to last year?
I only raced 2 races last year, so I can't.
I know.
Yeah, but you didn't blow a motor last year.
Yeah.
Well, that means he's going faster.
Right? He definitely is doing that.
So did you expect to have 2 feature wins under your belt in your first full season already?
No. I figured both of them. I knew Carter was right behind me, Murday, so I figured he was going to catch me. He's always really fast, Oakshade.
But getting those wins, though, that's got to build up your confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot.
All right. Rusty's used to it. It doesn't really mean much to him anymore, but
you never get all the way used to it. You still want to win just as bad as day one.
Gotcha. Now
I think we're on number 260 right now, and number 261 is going to feel just as good as number 1 probably.
How long until Carter catches up to you?
258 more.
So you converted the Sportsman, Carter, to a late model for the Summer National Show at Oakshade, did you not?
Yeah, I did.
How did that work out for you?
It was good. The car was super rough. I mean, not the car. The track was super rough, and my car just didn't have enough horsepower.
But how was it running with those guys, the late model guys, as compared to the Sportsman guys?
It was kind of scary.
Could you feel the difference in the cars?
Yeah,
the tires, the setup.
He actually told me after he got out of the next week, we came back to Oakshade, and it looked like he picked up about a half a second in the Sportsman. I'm like, what the heck, man? What got into you? And because he was, I mean, he's been fast. Don't get me wrong. All season, he's been good. He's just been real smooth, and you know, what I mean, holds his line and doesn't do anything crazy. But we come back the next week, and he's throwing it in the corner harder, and he's sideways on entry. I'm like, what the heck, man? I haven't seen you do that all year. He's like, man, he's like, Dad, I learned with big tires on it. I learned how hard I can drive the car in the corner.
Now, you actually had a pretty good run in the birthday race as well. You were trying to track down Devin Moran there, and it looked like you came at one spot short, but it looked like you had a shot at him.
Yeah, we had a really good car. That was another one of the nights I'm talking about that we should have won. Had 10 grand in the bag, but I actually broke the pull bar, and I broke the right rear shock a couple laps later. So I broke the pull bar about mid-race, but the track had so much grip in it that it didn't really hurt me. I didn't need all the traction the pull bar was making anyway. So I still tracked him down and passed him for the lead, but as I was passing him for the lead, I threw a slide job into turn 3, and when I did that, I hit that hole getting in there and blew the right rear shock in half. So I just kind of held on the rest of the race. Thank God the shock kind of wedged itself together and didn't fall all the way apart, so I could still finish the race.
That's impressive. Carter, when do you think that you'll make the switch to full-time late model? I mean, I know the track birthday race was not in the ideal condition and has never been anything like I've seen before. So that's probably a bad first taste at trying to run with the late models. But when do you think the next time we'll see you do a late model thing?
I don't know. I'm trying to convince him for me to race at the Kokomo Clash. I don't know how convinced he is. But
now, who do you have to convince? Do you have to convince him or your mom? Because I know that was a major thing.
Where's she at?
Well, there she is.
That one right there. That's the one we've got to convince.
No big tires yet. It's a baby.
No big You'll be working on her though, right? Right, Carter?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
She doesn't know it yet, but he's probably going to race the Kokomo Clash as a late model. Don't tell her I said that.
Yeah, we'll keep it our secret.
Yeah, he's shown pretty good car control. So I think I can trust him with some big tires on it. I don't have a big motor to put in it, but I think I may try to find some big tires and let him run 1 or 2 late model races here towards the end of the year. So I don't know yet. It kind of depends on the funds and how his next couple of Sportsman weeks go. I think he's got 2 more weeks here at Oakshade. And as long as he's got something to race after that, we may try to take him somewhere and let him get some laps with some big tires again.
Now, did you have any kind of long-term plan as far as Carter's development? You know, maybe run Sportsman 5 years and then make the switch to a late model, or was that just kind of we're going to run Sportsman this year and see what happens?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really make a plan because it's hard to make a plan. You don't know how fast the kid's going to develop, or I mean, he could have took him 10 years and he might have never figured out how to make circles, or it kind of what happened was complete opposite of that. I wasn't even going to let him race last year. I was just going to let him practice a few times towards the end of the year, but he went out the very first night, and very first practice night we went out there, there was a couple late models there practicing, he was turning lap times just as fast, if not faster than they were. So like, well, I think he's ready. I think we might as well just throw him out there and see how he does so we can prepare for next year. And then he went out and ran a couple top 5s there at the end of the year and really surprised the crap out of us. So I don't know. I don't really have a plan for him. At this point, I feel like at least at Oakshade, I think I could, if I had the equipment and the money to do it, I think I could throw him in a late model now. And he probably, I feel like he could be a mid-pack car every week at Oakshade with the late models at least. So I just, it's really going to just depend on the pocketbook and how soon I can afford to get him in a full late model. So
now Carter, what would you like to be driving in, say, a year or two? Would you like to be doing full time in a late model? I mean, do you have any aspirations? Maybe trying a sprint car or going asphalt racing, or is dirt late model where you want to be? Following Dad's footsteps.
yeah, like from 2 years from now, I want to travel around with my dad, race like Marin and Tri-City and where all the places he races. But I've always wanted to race a sprint car, but my mom hates those things to death.
So she probably rather you be in a late model than a sprint car then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. She hasn't quite made his rules real clear yet, except no sprint cars. But when we got married, I got 2 rules. Ron probably knows my rules: no strip clubs and no sprint cars. That's all I got for rules. So.
Yeah.
Nice. So they announced a couple, or I guess it was just last Thursday, about this national late model tire rule for next year that all the big series are going to be running a dirt car. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good deal to take away all these choices and kind of narrow things down?
Yeah, they needed to do that 10 years ago. We've just got to, for the local guy, it's not bad. I mean, it's not really going to affect most of the guys that run here local at Oakshade and stuff. But for guys like me that travel all over the country and at the beginning and the end of the year, I run a lot of different open comp shows where we can go and run pretty much whatever tire that Hoosier makes. and then we go out west, and we've got to run D55s, and we go to the Midwest and some of the MLRA stuff. We got to run 1350s, and then you go to over east and down south, and you can run pretty much anything. It's just completely open. So we've got to have a lot of tires sitting around and a lot of wheels, and we're always swapping tires, and we got a lot of inventory that we don't need, that we're not going to need next year. So I think it's huge. I think it's going to save a lot of time and money for us regional racers like myself that get around and travel at the beginning and the end of the year. So I just hope they do what they say they're going to do, and try to keep the cost down on these things. I'm afraid that.
Do you think the price is going to go down like they said they anticipate?
They say it's going to, but you know as well as I do, Ron, and in our experience, especially in the sport, when you've only got one thing to choose from, the prices don't usually tend to go down. They kind of have you cornered and can charge you whatever they want because they know you've got to have them. So I hope that's not the case, but
we discussed that tire rule last week, and if anybody missed it, Hoosier will go from producing 26 varieties of dirt late model tires, 26 to 6.
Right.
Now that has to speed up their manufacturing process a huge amount.
Yep. So
it should certainly help with the tire shortages that have been around this year.
For sure.
Even if the supply chain doesn't improve, just cutting the amount of inventory has to really help.
Right. Yep. As long as they do what they say they're going to, I think it's gonna be good for everybody. I just hope I hope they don't do what tire companies are good at doing and overcharging for a product that we have to run. I mean, that's the only problem is there's no competition in different brands or different I mean, we're already stuck to just Hoosiers. We don't have Goodyear, American Racer there to try to keep the prices down for competition. So now we only have one brand of tire and one compound of tire to choose from. So hopefully they do what they say they're going to and don't jack the prices way up on us.
Well, and for the weekly racer, local tracks are probably going to be narrowed down to a choice of possibly 4 tires. Two tire sizes and 2 compounds. So should be a whole lot. What do you think about the no sipe, no groove part of what they're proposing?
Well, seeing that's still up in the air. At least everybody I've talked to, that's still up in the air. I think they're just going to kind of leave that as of now. They're going to leave that to the discretion of the racetracks and the sanctioning bodies, I believe. I don't like the no groove, no sipe rule, especially with the tire carcass that they're using. They're pretty much using the same tire we're running right now, as far as the tread pattern. And we've been down this road. We did a lot of testing with this a couple years ago when UMP decided to go no groove, no sipe for a few months there. And we were going through way more tires on the stopwatch. The tires that were fresh were way better if we couldn't groove and sipe them. It was better to have those big blocks need edges. Once them edges were gone, they kind of went away. So
they could talk me into the no sipe portion of that rule, but especially for the guys that are trying to get a couple of extra weeks out of the tires, sharpening up the grooves in it is essential. Once they feather over, if you can't sharpen up those grooves, you're done.
Yep. If they go to a no groove, no sipe rule, all it's gonna do is separate the top teams from the back marker teams. You know what I mean?
Even farther than where we're at now.
Yeah. That's the problem is guys that know that they need new tires and can afford new tires are gonna have new tires, and then there's going to be a lot of the local guys that can't afford the new tires, and it looks like they're going to look at the tire and go, holy crap, there's a lot of tread on this thing. We're going to run it for a few more weeks, and they're going to be half a second to 3/4 of a second off the pace eventually if they keep running that tire. So
as soon as you round those edges over, the tire's done.
Yep. So I don't agree with the no groove, no sipe rule, especially with the carcass that we have to work with. I hope that the guys involved in making these decisions hear us out and realize that we've got to be able to regroove and resipe these things to keep them going and get a few more nights out of them.
The press releases have said that Hoosier designed it to fit that rule. No groove.
They did
no
a terrible
sight.
job.
But they didn't say that they were endorsing that rule. They just said that the tire was designed that way.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Now I'm a firm believer, and I had talked to some people at Hoosier about this earlier in the year, that if they're going to go to a no groove, no sipe, it needs to be a chain link tire, like a mod style chain link tire, because those seem to be pretty susceptible to running them. They have a lot of life. You can rerun them and rerun them and rerun them without grooving and siping them.
Right.
The block pattern that we've got now is apparently the dogs are upset about something, but yeah,
They're pissed at Hoosier too.
That's not the pig.
No, the pig's outside.
Real quick, Arnold Kirsch, he wants to know how much time you spend each week on tire preparation.
I mean, we spend probably a full day. Thank God I've got Shane's a pretty good tire guy. He usually shows up and does most of the tire work. So I don't have to do much of it. I'd say only 25% of the time this year I've had to really do tire work. He comes over and does a lot of it so we can work on the car while he's doing it. But I would say there's a good every week there's a good 8 to 10, maybe 12 hours at least, just to prepare for the weekend.
That's to run 2 nights a week.
Yeah.
Does Carter do his own tire prep?
No, not really. He'll wash them, and he's learning to grind them. He's okay at it. It's the grinder's about as big as him though, so it's a lot easier for an adult to grind the tires. He's getting there though.
So what are your plans for the rest of this season? Carter's got a couple more Sportsman shows at Oakshade. You mentioned the Kokomo Clash. Anything else on the horizon?
Yeah, we're doing Mount Pleasant tomorrow, Oakshade Saturday, and then I'm going out and running. I'm gonna run the 2 XR races at Kokomo this week, Monday and Tuesday. We'll be at Kokomo for 20 and 40,000, and then we're going out to run Mod Mania next weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll be out in St. Louis running that deal.
Now, how do dirt car points play into your schedule?
Well, that's kind of what's making our schedule right now.
That's what I thought.
I
Those
think
will all be dirt car races.
Everything the XR races are not dirt car, but there's nothing going on that night dirt car wise anyway. So we won't be missing out anything. It's just a money race. But
Nice
we're 20 points, I believe. I think we're 20 points into second right now. We were in third, but last weekend we got some points back, and I think we got a 20-point lead on second now. We can't catch Bobby to win it, but I'm trying to stay ahead of. We got 3 or 4 of them right behind us.
Bobby's had a heck of a year, though.
Can you hear me?
Call. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, barely. Yeah, we got right behind us. We got Spangler and Fager and Unzicker that are pretty close. So I gotta try to keep ahead of those guys.
I think I saw Spangler's coming to Oakshade this weekend.
Yeah, you just got by Spanky last weekend, correct? In points. Uh-oh.
Can you hear us now?
Are you there, Rusty?
We can still hear you.
Okay.
Well, we're just about done anyways. I just had one last question for Carter. If he had to choose between football and racing, which
on a Saturday night?
Yeah, on a Saturday night, which way would he be going?
Racing.
Good call. Good call.
He's already tried skipping football a couple times to go racing.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, good luck this weekend and at Kokomo on Monday and Tuesday as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you.
See you Saturday.
Thanks for having us on. We'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
There you go. Carter Schlenk and Rusty Schlenk. And why am I the big head?
I don't know.
I don't want to be the big head, and I want you over there because that way when I look at you, it looks like I'm actually looking at you.
It looks like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, kind of. So cool there. Rusty and Carter Schlenk. I do have a question. I didn't want to sound stupid in front of Rusty, but I'll sound stupid in front of everybody else. Explain grooving. I understand. Explain siping. What's the difference between grooving and siping?
Siping would be if you take that grooving blade and turn it upside down, all you've got are 2 little blades that are not connected, and you make tiny little razor slits.
Okay.
In the tire. And
siping.
it can change the tire. It can make it so that it comes in a little quicker. It can also make it so that it runs a little cooler. depending on what you do, how many sipes, and
All right.
if you're not doing it, maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Well, I don't have a groover thing.
I've got a couple of them. You want to borrow one?
Sure.
I'm not using them.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I might have to do that, but after I get my car back together. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll be talking to Race Metapedigan. I'm getting it. I've been practicing.
You are doing so well.
And it helped that he was at the track on
You
Saturday. and had
stumbled
to-
so bad early in the year.
It was tough. It was tough to get through. We'll go through our racing roundup here before we get to race, and then we'll bring him on. Attica Raceway Park in action this past weekend. DJ Foose picking up the Attica Fremont Championship Series 410 feature on Friday at Attica. Cole Macedo picking up the 410 track championship at Attica.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him, former guest on the show. Actually, both those guys. Rusty Schlenk picking up the late model win. Devin Shields picked up his 4th championship there and his 3rd in a row at Attica Raceway Park. I think he was a little disappointed. He didn't get the Oakshade one. I think he wanted both, but still a pretty good season for Mr. Shields. It
really is.
Brandon Martin won the AFCS 305 feature. Paul Weaver picked up the track championship out there with all of his wins.
What a surprise.
Yeah. Oakshade Raceway Saturday night. Rusty Schlenk, as we just mentioned, he led from flag to flag. Carter Schlenk then did the same thing in the Sportsman feature event.
Not to be outdone.
Very smooth race by the youngster. Colin Schilt won the Dominator Superstock feature. Eric Carr picked up the win in the compacts. Charles Stuckey won the Dominator Superstock B main. James Stamper won the compact B main. As we mentioned earlier, Bubba Kundick won the hot dog race. So we had the tricycles. We had Ryan Clare, Chris Rutan,
Steve Miller.
Miller, and Bubba Kundick. We only had the 4 tricycles. I thought we had 5 going into it, but we only had the 4. Still was pretty entertaining. I think it was Steve was in the lead when they got to the hot dogs.
Yeah,
the hot dog part.
He said he just couldn't stuff that hot dog down.
They all were having some trouble, but Bubba was getting the crowd going, waving his hands, and he was first to get back out on track, and that's all it took. Bubba came from behind.
Had a big head start on the second leg.
Yes, so congratulations to Bubba Kundick again. Win $100 from Nicolay's Fix and Fab and a jumbo pizza and 2-liter from Big D's Pizza.
If everybody missed that, I think Steve's girlfriend Mary has it posted on Miller Family Racing.
Okay. I can probably share that too on, I think, you sent me the link. I can share that on the Hammer Down Racing Report on our Facebook page. It's not there yet, but I'll do that after the show. Fremont Speedway, Greg Wilson won the Attica Fremont Championship Series 410 Sprint feature on Saturday night. Cole Macedo, again, another championship for him. He's the Attica Fremont Championship Series champion.
Yep.
In the 410s. Paul Weaver won the AFCS 305s, and he also won the championship for the Attica Fremont Championship Series as well. So, yeah. Somebody needs to put a bounty on Paul, I think.
Who won the trucks?
Sean Valenti won the makeup dirt truck feature, and Jeff Babcock won the second dirt truck feature of the night there.
I know Dave Gumby was starting on the pole of the second feature, pulled out on the track, and the truck shut off and would not refire.
Distributor?
Ignition box.
Okay.
Truly disappointed.
Yeah, I would be too. Montpelier Motor Speedway, Saturday night, they got rained out. They tried to make a go of it, but I guess it got late and was rainy and wasn't good. Sandusky Speedway on Saturday night, Clayton Oliver won the Renegades feature, also the track championship in the Renegades. Preston Walker won the modified feature with Jason Wells taking the championship. Clay Lusk won the beginner stocks race and the championship. Rich DeWitt Jr. Picked up the pure stock feature win. Dan Smith, the champion there of the pure stocks. So congratulations to those guys at Sandusky. And the late models are coming back to Sandusky.
That's pretty exciting.
For their cavalcade coming up, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Yeah. First time it's been a while.
Yeah.
Not since 1971.
No.
That's since Ron's been there.
I told Scott we had a pavement late model back in the late 60s, early 70s, and we spent quite the weekend at the cavalcade.
Okay.
Very memorable weekend.
What happens at the cavalcade stays at the cavalcade?
That's the one.
Eldora Speedway hosted the World 100 this past weekend. Thursday night, Jonathan Davenport and Hudson O'Neill picked up feature wins. Friday night, Bobby Pierce, who is leading UMP National Points, and Dale McDowell picked up a win. Bobby Pierce picked up that win because Ricky Weiss failed the droop rule inspection and was stripped of the win after the Victory Lane award ceremony and everything.
Boy,
he was pissed.
The keyboard jockeys have been all over the droop rule, and I guess a couple of sanctioning bodies are taking a serious look at it. And, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Interesting to see what happens.
Yeah. So what is your opinion of that? Do you think that was the right call? Do you think they did it right? Or?
Scott, if you remember right, 2 years ago, a lot of cars went upside down when they didn't have the droop rule. The left rear was hiking way up, and all they had to do was catch a rut, and the car was upside down. You haven't seen that this year. So from a safety standpoint, I like it. I think there's a whole lot of things, a lot of changes that should be made to dirt late models to slow them down. I don't know if they'll, I don't think they'll do it, but they certainly should.
So you believe Ricky Weiss did not deserve then to be awarded that win?
I understand that he was...
It's a yes or no question.
Okay, here you go. How about your car was legal when you went out, but somebody hit you in the left rear, wrinkled the quarter panel up, and it pushed the deck up a little bit. Now you're illegal.
Did he get hit?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right, thank you for that non-committal answer. Saturday night, Jonathan Davenport.
So wait a minute. So from that aspect, is the droop rule fair?
I don't know. I didn't make it. I don't have to deal with the droop rule, so I don't really care, honestly. Yeah. I mean, your point makes sense. I don't believe he did get hit, though. I don't know. He just, I don't like his reaction to it. He posted a video. He seemed real whiny about it. Granted, I'd be pissed too if that happened, and I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. But Jonathan Davenport then Saturday night picked up the World 100 win. That was his 5th title. You reading the Tim McNichol thing there? Reading the Tim's comment about the spooktacular. Yep. We'll talk about that a little bit later. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars Gold Cup Race of Champions at Silver Dollar Speedway. Thursday night, Kyle Larson picked up the win. Carson Macedo on Friday night, and Jacob Allen edged out Schuhart by 0.05 seconds on Saturday night to win that main event. The Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions were at Port Royal Speedway, the Tuscarora 50 weekend. Anthony Macri picked up the win on Thursday, Lance DeWeese on Friday, and Macri back in victory lane on Saturday night. Flow Racing Night in America this past Tuesday night. Fairbury American Legion Speedway, Bobby Pierce again with another win. Guy's having a heck of a season. Arc Menard Series Saturday at Kansas. The Kansas 150. Corey Heim picked up the win there. The NTT IndyCar Series wrapped up their season with Alex Palou picking up the win in the Firestone Grand Prix of Monterey. Will Powers finished 3rd and won the IndyCar Championship there. NASCAR action. Bubba Wallace, he picked up the win, the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas on Sunday afternoon. I didn't watch any of it.
I didn't either. I watched a little bit of the first part, and then
I think that I don't know. Xfinity race Saturday. Noah Gragson won the Kansas Lottery 300 at Kansas Speedway, a rain-shortened event, and Friday night also at Kansas, the Kansas Lottery 200. John Hunter Nemechek picking up the win there. Oakshade Raceway this weekend, fastest meet to race, racing every Saturday night. Papa Boiler Dominator Super Stock Spectacular. You can call it the Spooktacular if you want, since they're doing the trick-or-treating this weekend as well. So bring some candy or dress up the kids in costumes. They'll be doing some trick-or-treating at intermission, I do believe. Ooh. I did not know about this until I saw the post that the Oakshade posted.
Really?
Yeah, I'm always the last to know things. Like, we're doing trick-or-treating.
You're on
cool.
a need-to-know basis. Yeah. And
also, I didn't know that late models are going to be paying $1,500 to win again this weekend.
Yeah.
So late model Sportsman Compacts and the Dominator Superstocks paying $1,000 to win for that. That's this Saturday at Oakshade Raceway. Ron Miller Race Cars, Lambertville. Give him a call, 734-856-7223. Don't do it now. Wait till after the show. He's got race cars, parts, safety equipment, service, transmission fixing,
Yeah.
Everything a racer needs. Again, 734-856-7223. That's Race.
So
856 Race.
This Saturday are the late models running second after
I believe so.
Super Stocks?
Usually they do.
They're the headline.
Yeah, usually the Super Stocks will run first. Yeah, then the late model Sportsman compacts will finish it out, and it'll be the Super Stock unless things change. But the way it has been is the Super Stocks will run, like the late models will have consies, B mains that transfer into the feature.
Right.
So, and that'll all be before intermission, and then we'll just have one A main, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. They will not be running their typical B mains.
Yeah. The B mains will be consi races, and it'll be before intermission. Yeah. Let's get to our guest actually, who was at Oakshade Raceway this past weekend. Bring up Rayce, and we'll put him in the big chair here.
Ooh.
How's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
Wonderful.
Pretty good. So you are you're running the dirt now. What's up with that?
Truth be told, it's been something we've been wanting to do for a long time, and finally just circumstances came out, and we got to do it, and it is fun. Absolute ride.
Race Metapedigan, you won your first race at Silver Bullet last weekend, and you had an impressive run at Oakshade, starting at the back and finishing third. Why did you decide to try dirt track racing?
Well, we do full time over at Flat Rock, and the season had ended, and typically at the end of the year we like to bounce around and visit different tracks, and I think this year we actually, instead of talking about it, we actually just did it. So with tires and everything was so expensive to race the asphalt cars, I think that could be the new future. Dirt is a little more cheaper. It's fun. It's just everything about it is, I enjoyed it.
And the season is quite a bit longer. You can run more times if you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it would have Ron would have something to do with it, because he's always trying to talk you pavement guys into going dirt racing.
Well, I did. I believe they pitted in my spot.
They did, actually, as a matter of fact.
Yes, matter of fact, do that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I gave Arnold Kirsch my blessings. And just park there. It'll be good for you.
So
yeah,
thank you. You're running the 4-cylinder compact, whatever you want to call it. Where'd that car come from?
So that car, they actually built Dad Arnold, my dad being Jeff Metdepenningen. He was on your show a few months back, actually last year. Now I think about it. And Dave Rule and Frank Teppertino, they had built that car to run enduros with the big V8 cars. About 7-8 years ago, and there's been a few drivers that have piled it. They've had good success with it, and those guys they built a good car. I mean, it's a good car. That's half the reason why I won the other night in Silver Bullet. There is because it was a good car.
Now, is that why you're having fun running on the dirt, because you're having success, or is it actually also fun?
I would say both. I think
okay.
One it goes in with the other hand, So
so say you finished say you finished 10th in both of these first two dirt races. Would you still say you're having fun?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Truth be told, I am a that driving style suits my driving style. I like being sideways. There's other drivers that are a little more precision. They're a little more timid. And for me, like the guys that you had there to throw it in the corner, I loved it. It was all about it. I was all about it.
So how's it compared to running on the asphalt or pavement?
So with the racing on the asphalt, you got to drive with the right front. If you drive with the right rear on an asphalt car, you just burn up your tires, and you wind up being lapped. It's not very fun. My first enduro race was not all that fun. 250 laps of a sideways car on asphalt is not fun. It was very very frustrated. I was tired. And on top of it, it was 120 degrees in there. And like I said, it's an hour and a half of, oh my gosh. But going to the dirt, it was I could leap. I could literally just, it was more fun, more just forgiving. Like you didn't have to be as precise in the dirt car. And that's what
and you didn't have to worry about scrubbing the tires off of it.
I know. I was just watching a couple of old videos there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they know I'm an asphalt guy because I'm sitting there scrubbing the tires off on a dirt track. I was kind of laughing about it, but.
Now I understand that your dad has been running an old pavement late model up at Silver Bullet and doing okay with that.
Yeah. Yep. He's they ran it twice. Same thing. They took that class of late models that have been sitting around in people's garages for 25 years, 20 years, and they finally did something with them up there. And it's good to see. They got a good crowd. And, my dad being one of them kind of precision drivers, he's taken a little bit of a learning curve to it. Let's say he's getting the hang of it, but they're getting somewhere with it. And I think probably we might be able to contend up there at one point.
Now, I don't know if they still do, but I know that your dad even had the windshield in the car the first night he ran it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I got up there, I was like, oh, isn't it? I think that's supposed to come out, and it wasn't too bad, I guess. But no, that's definitely the MO is you got to take that windshield out for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they don't in the ARCA when they run on dirt, the ARCA series, or the Cup and whatever when they're running at Bristol on the dirt.
They carry a Swiffer duster around with them to clean the windshield on the inside.
Now, both tracks, they were fantastic. They just said if it gets covered up, just pull down in the infield and we'll take care of you. It was so with that regard, it was pretty sweet knowing that we weren't going to be out there just racing blind.
Very good. So are you going back to the pavement, or are you a dirt car racer now?
I'd love to bring out the Monte Carlo and see what I got out there. Me personally, I'd rather driving with the right rear and doing all that sideways stuff. That is totally me. So I'm gonna try and maybe talk to the car owners and see if we can't maybe make that a little more happen a little more next year.
A little more permanent.
Yep.
I know some other guys they've done it and they haven't gone back.
Yeah. Matter of fact, a couple of the guys that we race with over there, they bought car and they say the same thing. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a skill, that's for sure.
So what do you got left for this season?
I believe my racing schedule is about wrapped up. My brother is. They were going to try and get out there this weekend, but some transporting problems came up, and so next week I think they're going to try and get out there, and then out
to Oakshade.
Yep. I think that's about the only track we got around us that's still racing. So it's kind of a bummer being up here in the Northeast a little bit. Everybody's an hour and a half, 2 hours away, but we make it work.
Where are you at? Where are you from?
We're about 20 minutes south of Port Huron, Michigan.
You are up there a little ways. Okay. I didn't realize you were that far.
Any thoughts of maybe bringing one of your street stocks to that Fremont race where they were having the Oakshade Super Stocks versus the Fremont trucks?
Friday night, October 14th.
Yeah.
And the factory stocks.
And the factory stocks, yeah.
Really? That, I don't know. That could be, now that you bring it up, that might be a possibility. Again,
$1,000 to win.
$1,000 to win.
That's worth bringing anything out, really. $1,000.
Betcha.
Heck yeah. Well, we're gonna talk about it.
When's the last time you ran $1,000 to win race?
The Enduros used to be, the Enduros used to be 1,000 to win, and then just to kind of to spread out to make sure everybody kind of made a few dollars, they knocked it down to 750. So I would say it's been a few years since the last time I ran for $1,000.
All right then. So what as of right now, what are your plans for next season?
I think we're gonna stick around. If Flat Rock continues to do with the Enduro series, we're gonna stick with that. And then I think we're gonna maybe try and squeeze in a few more other tracks for sure.
Now, how many Enduro series do they run up at the Rock?
They race 4 times a year.
Oh, well,
Once a month.
that leaves the schedule pretty open.
Yep. So we should hopefully do a little more dirt track racing.
Okay. Scott's messing with my camera, so we'll.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Okay. Now, tell us about the car that you ran last week. What is it?
That I believe it was a 95 or 96 Dodge Neon. $200 junkyard motor in it. And those guys, I think they built that in a matter of a few months in the wintertime. It was just a low budget. Back when the compacts were starting to really take off there, that's the car that they kind of came up with. And there was just a lot of aftermarket support. There was, they made a ton of them. So there was parts forever, parts for days. And, just through progression of, racing with the big cars out there. And I mean, it don't get me wrong. It took years to get it that good. There ain't no doubt about it. It takes a lot of time, effort to put into that, something like that. But
obviously, if you came from the tail to third, you must be okay.
Didn't you start at the tail when you got the win at Silver Bullet too?
I think so. I think it was like second to last or third to last. It wasn't very high.
So you had to work for those wins.
Yep. I sure did. And, that's where the enduro racing come into play. You navigating traffic, reading cars. I mean, you got to pay attention to all that. And, that definitely helped for sure. I mean, I got thousands and thousands and thousands of lap time in a race car, and it pays. It really pays off. And, for new people, they, that come into the sport like this, it's definitely something that you just got to keep doing. You got to stick with it.
And that's where the enduros come into play.
Yeah.
You can run 250 laps and in the same day.
Yeah. I mean, that's more laps than all street stocks, all late models combined all season in one race. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's just like an accelerated enduro.
Yeah. Yep. It's pretty cool. Although it's starting to, the cars are getting harder to find, and the people budgets and stuff like that. We've gone from 100 cars down to, I'd say, about 20 now. So it's still alive and well. But it's a great series to get into if you're looking for a low budget just to get some seat time. It's awesome.
Gotcha. Well, we appreciate the time, and we wish you luck in your future enduro endeavors. And as a dirt track racer, we hope to see you back at a local dirt track in the near future.
Yes, and real quick here, I got to thank the gentleman that puts on the Hard Charger Award.
Craig Dittman.
Yeah, man, that is fantastic what he does for those drivers and for us. Just to walk away with a plaque that's such a confidence booster, and I really wanted to say thank you, and I love what he does. So appreciate that.
His truck was right next to you last Saturday.
Yeah. It was cool, and thank you again for that parking spot. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. If you were going to be there this weekend, I'm not going to be back. You're welcome to use it.
Oh, cool. Did you hear that, guys? Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
All right, Rayce.
Thank you so much,
Rayce.
Yep. We'll see you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. Race Metapedigan, and your camera's gone screwy again. I don't know what's going on with that. I might have to get switch it to a different one here. And now, you just disappeared. What did you do? Ron's pushing buttons now. Your audio's still on, so you're still here with me.
Really?
Yeah. I could actually move this camera, and we could both be on it. But,
okay.
Coming up, we're going to be giving away a Big D's Pizza. With how many? Do you need some help over there? You got that?
No.
Okay. I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually. We'll be doing that here in just a second. First, a little bit of racing news. Hoosier Racing Tires, of course, announced last Thursday that national late model tire that will debut for the 2023 season with the goal of reducing, streamlining choices for super late model tires next season, in which the World of Outlaw Case Late Model Series Dirt Car and the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series have committed to using. It sounds like the majority of the drivers, including Rusty Schlenk, are in favor of that deal. So we'll see if it comes to fruition, with the exception of the siping and grooving thing. You doing all right there?
No.
Okay. Kyle Busch will be...
if I was okay, you think I'd be talking here?
Here you go. Here's start with Kyle Busch.
Where's Kyle?
Right here.
Okay, Kyle Busch will be moving to Richard Childress Racing, according to a report Saturday by The Atlantic. A statement from Busch at Kansas Saturday indicated that the deal isn't done yet. I don't have any news, but I think as of now...
This is his quote. This
is
what he had said. This is a Saturday what he said.
Yeah, we're still working behind the scenes to put it together. It's not done. Well, now it's done. Tuesday, the official announcement was that Kyle Busch going to RCR to pilot the number 88. Reddick will move to a third RCR car for next season. Kyle Busch's truck team is going to switch from Toyota to Chevrolet. That could make things kind of interesting. NASCAR released its 2023 schedules.
Yeah, did you see that?
I did not.
You did not see? You didn't see any of the changes?
No, I didn't.
How about we talk about that then?
Okay, let's talk.
The only new track for the Cup Series is going to be the Streets of Chicago race.
Yeah,
which
we've talked about that. And
that'll be on July 1st. The All-Star race, which is pretty cool, and we knew about this already, is going to be at North Wilkesboro on May 21st. The Truck Series is going to actually have a race there that same weekend.
Yeah,
which will be cool at North Wilkesboro.
And the Truck Series is going back to
Milwaukee,
as the Craftsman Truck Series again,
they will be the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series next year. They're going to be also returning to the Milwaukee Mile. That's going to be in August, and they're only doing one dirt race next year for the trucks, and that's just going to be Bristol.
That's sad.
Yeah, so I guess Knoxville not on the schedule. And neither is Eldora. I wish they'd go back to Eldora. That was pretty cool.
That's a big deal. Now, does the Cup Series have a dirt race?
Bristol.
Other than...
Just Bristol.
Yeah.
Bristol's the only one again. Brandon Jones will replace Noah Gragson at Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series next season. Gragson's moving to the Cup Series to race for GMS Petty next year. And finally, in recognition of the 40th running of the Four Crown Nationals, September 23rd through the 24th at Eldora Speedway, track officials announced yesterday that the event will offer a new special award, the NK Telco Broadband Bonus. If a driver sweeps all four features during the Saturday night finale on September 24th, he or she will earn a $40,000 bonus with the bonus plus a $10,000 per feature winner's purse. The winning driver would earn over $80,000.
Ooh.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good incentive for drivers to run all four classes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we won't see, some of the NASCAR drivers come over, but
where are they that weekend? That's not this weekend. It's next weekend.
Yeah, they'll probably be in Chicago.
Can't think of where they are. I wonder if Kyle Larson would do that. Anyway, let's play How Many? Chance to win a Big D's Pizza. Last week's How Many was how many late models would be at Eldora on Friday night as part of the World 100 weekend, and plus how many late models were going to be at Oakshade on Saturday night. You know what the actual number came out to be?
106.
107 at Eldora and 21 at Oakshade, so that'd be 128 total.
Yeah.
I picked 127. You picked 126.
We split.
No, I was closer because you 126. 127 is closer to 128. 128's the winning number.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying 127 was...
No, that was my pick.
Oh,
my pick
okay.
was 127.
Oh, okay.
Our winner of the Big D's Pizza for this week, Doug Frost.
Amazing.
Again, 131 was his guess, so he was the closest of our listeners.
He's been kicking John Young's butt.
Yeah. John Young's losing
Losing his
his mojo there or something, yeah. So for this week, to win a Big D's Pizza, Glass City 200 is this weekend at Toledo Speedway. 2 classes, the Outlaw Super Late Models and the CRA
Super Lates.
Yeah. They're both running 100 laps each. How many total cars between those 2 classes will be at Toledo Speedway on Saturday night for the Glass City 200?
Oh, you've got to pick first.
Damn it. I have no idea. I didn't do any research on that to see how many actually have been running. Matt Swander says 32. He's the first one to pop up, so I'm going with 32.
I think Matt is just a little low.
Going with 33? Dean's at 58.
I'm going 34. I am that confident that my number is right.
It's going to be 33. It'll be right in the middle now. So if you'd like a chance to win a Big D's Pizza, go ahead and put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or on our YouTube Live. Either one. We'll get all the entries from there next week. You have until the race starts at 5, I do believe, at Toledo. Let me see what time gates open. That's when we'll wrap up the entries. Gates open at noon, so we'll take. You can put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or YouTube Live until noon on Saturday. That's noon Eastern on Saturday.
Be a lot of haulers in there by then.
Well, if somebody wants to do the extra work and count all the haulers, more power to them. But yeah, so if you're listening to us on Spotify or iHeartRadio and not listening to us not live, you can still get in on this. Just pull up Facebook, pause it right now. Pull up our Facebook page, facebook.com/Hammerdown Racing Report. Find our Facebook Live video from Thursday night and put your guess in.
Or they don't have to do it right now. They could.
Well, if they're listening to it right now, it could be like Saturday morning that they're listening to us.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, all right.
If you're listening to us live, don't pause it. Because you're going to miss out on some good stuff. What?
I'm seeing both ends of the
62,
spectrum
24,
there.
yeah, they're
Steve
all
Miller
over
at
here.
24.
And Doug Frost has got 38.
James Murray at 62. Wow.
And you can pick a number that somebody else has picked. So if somebody's already picked your number and that happens to be the winner, we'll spin the Big D's Pizza Wheel to break that tie. And that'll be next Thursday night when we'll announce who the winner is. It is time for your Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend. Not a lot going on.
It's getting thin.
Yeah, it's a little thin this weekend. Toledo Speedway, as I mentioned, the Glass City 200 featuring the ARCA CRA Super Series, 100 laps for them, and the Outlaw Super Late Models also going 100 laps. Gates open at noon, racing at 5, general admission $31, and they do have a rain date for Sunday, but that's not going to be needed. We'll tell you why in just a minute. So it will be happening Saturday night. Oakshade Raceway, as we mentioned before, it's the Papa Boiler Dominator Superstock Spectacular or Spooktacular if you're Tim Nichols. $1,000 to win for that. Dirt Car UMP Late Models will be in action, $1,500 to win for them. Compacts and Sportsman all in action. Trick or Treat night as well. So put the kids in the costume, bring some candy to pass out.
Just an FYI, Scott, I'm expecting a fairly large field of dirt late models.
I saw, because Rusty's going to be there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of Michigan tracks. Well, most of the Michigan tracks are done, and there's guys that are chasing points. I wouldn't be surprised to see guys like Dona Marcoolier. You've already talked about.
I think Dona Spangler. And a lot of these guys are going to be at Kokomo on Monday and Tuesday, in Indiana. So
right on their way.
Yeah. What's your prediction for 2 weeks from Saturday with the Sportsman versus modified dirt duel, $1,000 to win for that at Oakshade?
Craig Dipman was there and at the shop today, and we were discussing it. I think on paper the Sportsman cars have a bit of an advantage.
I just mean as far as car count go. Do you think we're going to see a lot of modified?
I think we're going to see probably 15 mods. And I think we will probably see our typical 18 or so Sportsmen.
So it might be a good mix then.
Yeah, 30, probably 35, 34
total between the two
cars. Yeah,
again,
and it'll be a good race.
Again, that the modified Sportsman dirt duel, that is 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, 1 week from Saturday, the 24th. That's not this weekend. It's the 24th of September. Oakshade Raceway gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $14 there. And then Fremont Speedway, it's Roots Poultry Night featuring the 410s, dirt truck, steel block late model series. You don't think that's going to take any of the late models away over? Because last year, Oakshade got rained out, and a lot of the Oakshade guys went over to Fremont to run the steel block late model series. There
aren't a whole lot of the Oakshade regulars that have steel block, would be steel block legal. Maybe a couple, but not a lot. Scott, well, our listeners seem to be winding down on the car count question. I'd like to know what they think. Who's going to win, the mods or the Sportsman?
I can put up a Twitter poll on that.
That'd be cool.
I'll put that up after the show. There's two things I got to do. I got to link the video from the hot dog race, and I'll put up a Twitter poll for who's going to win that next weekend.
Let's know in the comments section, too. We'd like to know what you think.
Back to Fremont, Roots Poultry Night. Again, 410s, dirt truck, steel block, late model series. So no 305s this weekend. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. General admission $15 there at Fremont Speedway. Other series action this weekend, the World of Outlaw NASA Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Running the Tom Tarleton Classic at Keller Auto Speedway in California. That's tomorrow night, Friday night. The 49er Gold Rush Classic. That's going to be Saturday that has been postponed. Scheduled for Placerville Speedway. Placerville Speedway for Saturday night. That has been postponed because the facility is currently being used as a staging area for the wildfires out there. So only one race on the docket this weekend for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars. Tezos All-Star Circuit of Champions in action with the Dirt Classic qualifier at Williams Grove Friday night, and then the Dirt Classic at Lincoln Speedway on Saturday night. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series will be in action at Knoxville Raceway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Nationals. That starts tonight and goes through Saturday. Arca Menard Series running the Bush Beans 200 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Actually, that started at 6:30. That's on FS1. There's a couple races on right now. We got to get out of here. Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Cup Series. That's going to be Saturday night at 7:30. That race is going to be on USA. Xfinity Series racing at Bristol on Friday night. That'll be at 7:30 on USA. That's the Food City 300. And the Truck Series, they're racing later on tonight after the ARCA race at Bristol. That'll start at 9 o'clock on FS1. That's the UNOH 200 at Bristol. So there you go. Ryan Weekman, he's been out of the office this week because he's building one of those all-inclusive playgrounds like he did in Perrysburg a year or two ago. He's now doing one down in Bowling Green. But the weather forecast is sunny and warm. It's going to be great. Great last weekend of summer. So no chance of rain.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
So no reason to use the rain date for Toledo Speedway. Doug Frost has won a couple
3 in a row. He said.
Yeah, a lot of pizzas here. He wants to donate them to the Clyde First Responders of Dean's Choice. So
that's pretty cool.
That's cool. I wish I was a first responder. Yeah. Oh, and Steve, we forgot to talk about this.
Yeah.
You have a little teaser thing. I'm not going to say anything because you already told me, and I don't want to
breaking news
spill any beans here.
A retired racer stopped by our shop just the other day, actually yesterday, just to BS a little bit and reminisce. And Steve's car was in the shop, and he said, "Just sit in the car." And this retired racer fit quite nicely. And Steve made the offer that this unnamed retired racer could race Steve's car at the topless race. And Steve...
Which is the same night as the Sportsman Modified Dirt Duel.
Right.
The 24th.
And Steve said that there was a backup car somewhere on our premises.
Has a number 35 on it, right?
Yeah, actually, yeah. So this unnamed racer could run the 95 and Steve would run the 35.
And all I can say is if this unnamed racer actually goes through with it, it'll be a huge deal.
It would. I'll tell you what. There's 2 or 3 racers that could climb in that car and put an extra 500 people in the grandstands.
And this is one of them.
Yes.
There you go. Well, hopefully by next week we'll have
breaking news again.
We can announce who that is.
Yeah.
and that he'll accept that offer, and you'll shake hands on the deal.
Works for me.
Okay, or Steve will. Somebody will.
Yeah, assuming he gets clearance from his wife.
Well, of course, that's important. Racers somehow have a way of clearing things, though.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness afterwards.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, Carter Schlenk ran a dirt late model race this summer against his mom's wishes.
There you go. No Hammer Down hotline calls this week. If you want to call or text, leave us a message. We'll play it back on the show next week. It's got to be racing related. 419-318-3081. 419-318-3081. Call it anytime, day or night. Computer-operated Scott will answer the phone and record your message. Or like I said, you can text it.
Go to our Facebook page. Go to ToledoCityPaper.com. Nominate us either today or tomorrow.
Yep.
For Best of Toledo.
And they announced the nominees, I believe, in about a month.
Yep.
So we'll find out if we made the list of the 6 nominees for the 4th time in the last 5 years or not.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
And
you guys
if you
decide.
don't nominate us, we won't be able to beg you for months.
I'm not saying there's incentive not to nominate us. I'm just saying. Thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer and contributors Matt Swanner, John Young, Doug Dock, Bob Stazak. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Hammer Report. I'll post that Twitter poll, the Pitter Toll.
Yeah.
The Pitter Toll. The Twitter poll on who's going to win Sportsman or Modifieds on our Twitter. You can listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Check us out at hammerdownracingreport.com. Make sure to rate and review us as well on any of those aforementioned platforms, because I guess that helps.
On those platforms?
Yeah, like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, all that.
How are we doing in Australia?
I didn't look.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
No. I did notice that our I looked real quick at our statistics. Our Stephanie Bradley and Rick Eshelman program we did last month was a top downloader of the past 90 days, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
For us or
for us?
Okay.
Yeah, it was just our
Right,
statistics,
right.
not
Okay.
comparative. So I thought that was I was kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. Thanks to Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ron Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dominator Race Products, Headhunters, the Barber Studio and Salon in Perrysburg. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of the Hammer Down Racing Report, send us a message on Facebook or call the Hammer Down hotline, 419-318-3081. Thanks again to our guests this week, Rusty and Carter Schlenk and Race Metapedigan. We'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, same time, same place.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll give away more pizza. That's the only reason people listen.
And talk
anyways.
about racing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the only reason people listen, isn't it?
I think.
All right. Go support your local track. You got 3 to choose from this weekend. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.